I know that you just want to get started with coding. But before that, let's just try to understand this particular project folder and what are all these files, and whether do we require all the files, or do we require some files, just like how I edited index.js. So first folder in this particular project is .next folder. We are never going to touch this particular folder because this is created by Nextjs. Whenever we run this particular command npm run dev, whenever we run this particular command, it will create this particular folder and it will do all the necessary requirement which this particular file needs to be created. And another folder is node modules. We are never going to touch this particular folder also because it includes all the necessary files which is required for Next.js or any kind of Node.js project to run. And this is the pages folder, and we'll get to it a little bit later. And this is the public folder. Just see, this folder is the only folder which has direct access to the website. So whatever the image which you put in this particular folder, image or any kind of file, people can download it directly. That's all you want to know. So whenever you are going to put some kind of image, this is the folder where you have to put it in. Just create one new folder named images, and whatever the image which you have to put, you just have to put here, and you will be able to access it directly in the code. I'll just delete this particular folder, and that's all about public folder. Styles include all the CSS files which we require. Whatever the CSS we need to write, we can write in global.css. And we are going to delete this particular folder. We don't require it, so I'm not going to talk anything. This, just think of it as another CSS file, but we are going to use everything in global.css only. And all these dot files are not something which we need to focus, but still this file is the red dot git ignore. This is one of the most important file whenever you are using git. So just keep it like that only, don't delete it or anything like that. And whatever the Next.js configuration which we have to do, we can do it in this file. Most of the time you're not going to touch this particular file also, but just in case if you require some kind of configuration to be done, this folder is, this file is for you. Package.json, oh boy, this particular folder is one of the most important folder for any kind of Node.js project. This has written all kind of dependency that your project has, and it also has some of the necessary command which we ran a while ago, that npm run dev. This particular dev command came from this particular file actually, which runs next dev command, where we have to write here npm run dev. That time actually it runs next dev command. You can just see it here also. I'll just click on enter and it ran this particular command. And readme.md is also git related file, github related file, so let's not worry about it. Yarn block is also related to package.json, and there is something called as npm lock, I guess. That's also same thing if you're having it on your system. So that's all about the folder structure of this particular Next.js project. And before we get started with actual coding and building something nice in Next.js, or learning to build something nice in Next.js, we have to do necessary cleanup. Without doing all this kind of cleanup, we won't be able to get really good experience in Next.js. So before doing that particular cleanup, let's just open this folder which I didn't explain. This pages folder will include all the page which you are going to create. For example, there is home page, there is about page, there is services page, there is contact page. All these files can be created in this particular folder, and it will be displayed on the website. That is this website, it will display. So this is React component. If you ever learned React in your life, this is the exact same thing whatever was there in React. There is functional component here and there is all kind of import in this particular file. But if you don't know about React, then also don't worry. I'm not going too deep in terms of Nextjs concept. This is just basic crash course just for getting started in developing application website using Nextjs. Let's just start with cleaning of all the files. And there is another file. This is also a file which we might not use. If we are using it, we'll just use it. No problem. I'll teach you everything if we are using this particular file. So let's just delete this particular API folder because we are not going to use it. And in app.js, there is global.css, which I said I won't be using it. So we are going to remove this particular code also. And just make sure underscore app.js is looking like this if something is changed in yours. And in index.js, we don't require style and image, and only this much is enough. I think we have to remove this particular thing also. Okay, that's enough. And in public folder, we don't have to delete anything. In style folder, let's just delete this particular thing, and in global.css, let's just remove everything, and let's just put one default style. This is not CSS tutorial, so I'm not going to explain much about it. Padding and margin 0 and box sizing border box. Okay, that's all we have to write. And if you just refresh it, okay, home.module is not found. Errors are part of programming, so don't get scared if some kind of something like this error pops up. We'll fix it. Error is coming because in index.js there is this particular CSS folder, line that says import styles from /styles/home.module.css, and this particular file we deleted while back. So if we deleted that file, it shouldn't try to import it. So if we just save it, then the project works. And we just need to make sure in index.js, we have to import that particular CSS file, which is very easy. /styles/ global.css. Okay, module not found. Okay, so just remove everything in this particular file and go to app.js and undo it, and we require this particular line. Sorry about it, but I think now everything is fine and everything is working properly. Styles not defined. Yeah, takes time to set up Nextjs project properly, but once you set it up, it's fine. Okay, so let me just go through over whatever the thing which I have done. In app.js, we didn't edit anything. I have kept this particular line and everything is looking fine. In index.js, I have removed everything, that is all the imports I have removed, and in div I just return hello world, and in public folder I didn't touch anything. In styles folder in global.css, I just added one styling here. You just have to copy paste it or just type it out. So that's all which has been changed in this particular project folder, and it's working fine. So that's it for this video, guys, and in next video we are going to get started with building the project. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video.